The wok clanged as I flipped it. 5 years of stir-frying. 5 years of raising a kid. My daughter, Chen Xiaoyu, 5 years old, could recite the entire menu, do the math in her head, and charm old Wang next door into ordering 2 extra bottles of beer. I always figured my greatest masterpiece wasn't the spicy diced chicken, it was her. Until that day. A cold, faint perfume drifted through the shop door. Black blazer, 10-centimeter heels. My ex-wife, Song Yalan, strode in like she owned the place. She looked down at Xiaoyu, her eyes reddening. Sweetheart, want mommy to take you to a Michelin-starred restaurant? My daughter tilted her little head up, blinked once. Then she held out the menu. Ma'am, spicy diced chicken is 38. Pickled fish is 45. Rice is 2 yuan and all you can eat. Would you like to scan the code to order, or pay in cash? Should I clap or what? Chapter 1. On a June evening, the smell of cooking oil arrived earlier than the breeze. I stood in the back kitchen, the iron wok glowing red-hot. A handful of dried chilies went in, sizzle, white smoke shot up into the range hood. Chicken chunks flash-fried, drained, then garlic, ginger slices, and Sichuan peppercorns all tossed in together. I flipped the wok, stirring and tossing. This skill of mine, if I do say so myself, there isn't a second pair of hands like it in 3 streets in any direction. Daddy! Table 6 wants an extra plate of peanuts. The curtain flap flew open, and a little girl with a bun on top of her head poked her face through. An apron was tied around her waist, dragging down to her feet. In her tiny hand she clutched a writing board with crooked scribbles on it. Table 6, peanuts. Chen Xiaoyu. My daughter. 5 years old. Other people's 5-year-olds were still fighting over toys in kindergarten. Mine could already handle the full pipeline of taking orders, serving dishes, and chasing down payments. Got it, I said without looking up. Tell Uncle Wang at table 6 the peanuts are free, but he still owes me from the last time he put beer on the tab. On it, pitter-patter, she ran out. 3 seconds later, Uncle Wang's hearty laugh came through from the front. Ha ha ha, Xiaoyu, your dad sent you to collect a debt again. Fine, fine, I'll pay today, today. A smile tugged at the corner of my mouth. This was my everyday. Chen Bei's home kitchen, a tiny eatery under 50 square meters, squeezed at the mouth of an alley in the urban village. No renovation, no glowing signboard. Just a handwritten cardboard sign by the door. Today's special, spicy diced chicken 38. But the food was solid, the regulars were loyal, and it was more than enough to keep me and Xiaoyu going. 5 years. From when Xiaoyu was a little red monkey to now, when she could stand on her tiptoes and serve dishes to customers. Just me. I plated the spicy chicken, sprinkled white sesame seeds over it, and carried it out. Table 3, spicy diced chicken. Careful, it's hot. At table 3 sat a girl with glasses, looked like a college student. She held up her phone and snapped a burst of photos at the plate. Boss, your plating is so pretty. Thanks. Take a few more. If you post it on Moments, don't forget to tag the location. I smiled, wiped my hands, and turned back to the kitchen. Xiaoyu was standing on a low stool, carefully slotting chopsticks 1 pair at a time into the holder. Daddy, how much did we make today? Haven't counted yet. What's the rush? Kindergarten needs the money for the autumn trip. Her little face was dead serious. Teacher Zhang said we're going to the zoo. 280. Fine. I'll give it to you tomorrow. Can I bring 2 portions of lunch? Li Zimo said he wants to taste your sweet and sour ribs. Who's Li Zimo? My desk mate. Boy or girl? Boy. I put down the spatula, crouched down, and looked her straight in the eye. Xiaoyu. You're only 5. Daddy. What are you even thinking about? Her little face flushed red. She stomped her foot, and ran off. I straightened up and laughed out loud. This kid, she got my thin skin. But she didn't get me on everything. Her tongue was sweeter than mine. I was just thinking about putting out 1 more pot of pickled fish to close out the night when the front suddenly went quiet. Not a normal quiet. It wasn't that there was no sound, it was that every sound seemed to shrink, to lower itself, like something had pressed down on the smoky, bustling life of this alley. Then, click, 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 the sound of high heels. Steady, slow, completely out of place in this urban village alley. I lifted the curtain and glanced out. That one glance, I nearly dropped the spatula in my hand. A woman stood at the door. Black blazer, sharp tailoring, waist cinched like it was custom made. 10 cm stiletto heels on the cracked, uneven concrete, walking with the poise of a runway model, hair pinned up, earrings glinting with a shine I couldn't name the brand of. She stopped at the door and took off her sunglasses. I saw the face. 5 years. Song Yalin. My ex-wife. She was thinner, her chin sharper than before. Her eyes were still just as big, but there was something new in them I couldn't read. Like a fragile calm stretched over something she didn't want me to understand. She swept her gaze across my shop, the greasy walls, the plastic chairs, the windows plastered with ads. Her expression barely shifted, but I knew her. That look was called holding back the urge to show disgust. I still had my oil-stained apron on, the spatula still in my hand. And there we were, 8 meters apart, staring at each other in a hole-in-the-wall joint. Just as the atmosphere was about to freeze solid, pitter-patter, little footsteps. Xiaoyu came out from behind me, tilted her face up toward the door. She studied Song Yalin for 2 seconds. Then, very naturally, very smoothly, very professionally, she held up the menu. Welcome, ma'am. How many in your party? For a split second, Song Yalin's face cracked. Just a moment. But I saw it clearly. Her eyes reddened. Her lips pressed tight. Her throat moved. Then she crouched down to meet Xiaoyu's eyes. Sweetheart, don't you recognize me? Xiaoyu tilted her head, looked at her, then looked at me. Daddy, is this lady not ordering anything? I leaned against the doorframe, resting the spatula on my shoulder. Don't know, I said. Maybe she thinks we don't have any Michelin-starred dishes. Song Yalin's gaze shifted to my face. 5 years apart. First words. Chen Bei. We need to talk. I looked down at my oil-stained apron, then at her outfit that probably cost 5 figures. Sure. I pointed inside. Have a seat. Spicy chickens 38. Pickled fish 45. Rice is 2 yuan. All you can eat. And just so we're clear, no tabs. Chapter 2. Song Yalin didn't order anything. She sat at table 4 by the window, her back ramrod straight, as if she were presiding over a board meeting instead of sitting in a chipped plastic chair. On the table sat a disposable paper cup filled with plain water. She glanced at it, didn't touch it. I'd sent Xiaoyu into the back room to watch cartoons. I sat down across from her, apron still tied, the faint smell of chili oil lingering on my hands. Go on. Song Yalin looked at me, held the silence for a few seconds. You doing, all right? Still breathing. I leaned back. You? Looking at the getup. You're doing pretty well for yourself. She didn't take the bait. Went straight for it. I want to take Xiaoyu out for a meal. No, I'm her mother. Are you? I let out a laugh. She doesn't seem to know that. Song Yalin's fingers tightened for a moment, then released. She took a deep breath, shifted her tone, softened it considerably. Chen Bei, I know these years, I let you both down, but I'm in a better place now. I want to make it up to you, make it up. I cut her off. My voice wasn't loud, but the place was empty except for the two of us. Every word landed clean. 5 years ago, Xiaoyu was 3 months old. You left a note. I'm not cut out to be a mother. And you were gone. I looked for you for 3 months. Formula money, diaper money, rent, every last cent of it was on me. She spiked a fever of 40 degrees in the middle of the night. I carried her, flagged down a cab, ran through 3 hospitals, lost a shoe somewhere along the way. Her first time calling me daddy. Her first steps. When she fell. Her first time saying, Daddy's cooking is the best. I paused. Where were you during any of that? Song Yalin. Her eyelashes trembled. Her lips parted, then closed. For a long moment, nothing came out. I knew what she wanted to say. The usual script. I was struggling back then too. I had my reasons. 5 years ago, maybe I would have listened. Not now. I said it already. I said, standing up. No. You want to come eat? You're welcome. You want to take my daughter? Not a chance. Song Yalin stood up too. She pulled an envelope from her bag, set it on the table, slid it toward me. What's this? A lawyer's letter, she said. I want us to discuss custody properly. If you're willing to sit down and talk. This is just a notice. Not a threat. I looked down at the craft paper envelope. A lawyer's letter. Well, isn't that something? 5 years of silence. And the first thing she does isn't apologize, it's send legal paperwork. I looked up at her. Song Yalin. Yes. Last time you came down this alley was 5 years and 3 months ago. That day, you wore a white dress. You shoved Xiaoyu into my arms. Said, I can't take it anymore. Today, you're wearing a 5-figure suit, stepping out in $1,000 heels, and handing me a lawyer's letter. Every time you show up, you shove something into my arms. How about next time you shove some cash? Song Yalin's expression froze. She probably didn't expect me to crack a joke after building up that kind of atmosphere. But that's who I am. Life's already exhausting enough. I don't have the energy to play out some tearjerker drama with her. I picked up the envelope, didn't open it, wedged it into the wall plastered with flyers and ads. Looks right at home next to those loan ads. Song Yalin took a deep breath, slinging her bag over her shoulder. You can treat this as a joke if you want. But I'm serious. She said, I'm going to fight for custody of Xiaoyu. I can give her a better life. A better education. You can't deny that. With that, she turned and walked out. Her heels clicked sharply against the floor, fading quickly into the mouth of the alley. I stood there, listening to the sound grow distant. Daddy, Xiaoyu's voice came from the back room. Did that auntie leave? Yeah. She's gone. Was she upset? Xiaoyu poked her head out, tilting it at me. Her eyes looked all red. Probably the chili got to her. But she didn't even eat any chili. I crouched down and pulled her into my arms. Xiaoyu. Daddy wants to ask you something. Go ahead. Do you think Daddy's cooking tastes better, or the fancy restaurant food? Xiaoyu thought about it, then answered very seriously. Daddy's cooking tastes better. Why? Because Daddy always puts extra potatoes in it. And I love potatoes. I laughed, picked her up and carried her back to the kitchen. Come on. Daddy's adding an extra dish for you. Yay! I want sweet and sour ribs. Don't even think about stealing your classmate's portion. Daddy. Chapter 3 Song Yalin meant what she said. The next day, I got a phone call. The number belonged to a law firm. The person on the other end was very polite, saying that Miss Song had retained them to discuss custody matters, and asked whether I preferred an in-person meeting or a phone consultation. I said either was fine. They asked when. I said, hold on, let me flip the wok. Then I wedged the phone between my ear and my shoulder and kept tossing the vegetables. Hello? Are you still there? Yeah, I'm here. Go on. Mr. Chen, this matter is actually quite important, I know. But the chicken in my wok is more important. If it burns, I can't sell it. There was a 3-second silence on the other end. Then shall we schedule another time? Sure. When I'm not busy. I hung up. Was I nervous? Honestly, a little. Not scared of her. Scared of the law. I run a hole-in-the-wall restaurant. I clear maybe 10,000 a month. Her, based on that outfit, she's pulling in 7 figures a year. If this actually goes to court, what does the judge look at? Financial stability, educational resources, living environment. My little shop, kitchen connected to where we sleep. Xiaoyu sleeps on that 1-meter-2 bed in the back room. And she can pull out anything she wants. School district housing, international school, piano lessons. What do I have to compete with? Spicy chicken? But, I looked outside. Xiaoyu was standing at the doorway, holding a little spray bottle, carefully watering the half-dead pot hose on the windowsill. She finished, turned around, and grinned at me. Daddy, I'm going to help you clean table 3 today. Go ahead. Just don't drop any plates. I won't. She ran off. I went back to cooking. My hands kept moving, but my mind was turning over something else. Why did Song Yalin suddenly show up? 5 years. Not 5 days. Not 5 months. 5 years, not one phone call. Not one message. Not a single cent of child support. Now, suddenly jumping out to say I want to make it up to you. Something's off. Lunch rush was over, and only 2 tables of regulars were lingering around. I was wiping down the counter when a silver-gray Mercedes pulled up at the entrance. The door opened, and Song Yalin stepped out from the passenger side. She'd changed into a cream-colored dress today, still looking far too polished for a place like this. Then, the driver's door opened too. A man got out. 6 feet or so, sharp suit, hair combed back with military precision. The watch on his wrist caught the sunlight and flashed. I estimated it could cover 3 years of running my restaurant. He stood by the car, scanning the alley around him. His lips pressing together just slightly. That expression. I knew it too well. It was the exact same look Song Yalin had given my shop yesterday. My rag kept moving. They walked over side by side. Song Yalan in front. The man half a step behind. Chen Bei. She stopped at the doorway. This is Zhao Yuanhang. He's my friend. Friend. Ha. Mr. Zhao. I nodded, wiped my hands on my apron, and didn't extend one. Zhao Yuanhang, though, reached out on his own. Mr. Chen. I've heard a lot about you. I looked at his hand, then at my own grease-stained palm. Better not. Wouldn't want to dirty that watch of yours. He pulled his hand back with an awkward laugh. Song Yalan shot me a glare, but said nothing. The three of us sat down. Xiao Yu had slipped out from the back room again, poking her little head out to size up Zhao Yuanhang. Daddy, that uncle is really tall. Feeds well, grows tall. Then if I eat more, will I be that tall too? You eat more of my cooking, and I guarantee you'll be taller than him. Zhao Yuanhang smiled. Little one, what's your name? Xiao Yu looked at him, then at me. I stayed quiet. She answered on her own. My name is Chen Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu, what an adorable name. Zhao Yuanhang pulled a piece of candy from his pocket. Want some candy, little one? Xiaoyu stared at the candy. Didn't take it. Daddy said I can't accept things from strangers. Good girl, that's what I taught her. Zhao Yuanhang looked a little awkward and put the candy away. Song Yalan spoke up. Xiaoyu, do you remember your mommy, auntie? Xiaoyu cut her off. You came yesterday. Do you live around here? Song Yalan's expression cracked again. I picked up my cup and took a sip of water, hiding the curve at the corner of my mouth. Xiaoyu. Song Yalan crouched down, her eyes reddening. I'm your mommy. You really don't remember me? Xiaoyu tilted her head, studying her for a long moment. Then she said, very seriously, but I don't have a mommy. The kids at kindergarten all say mommies live at home. You don't live at my house. Silence fell over the room. Zhao Yuanhang lowered his head, not knowing where to look. A single tear rolled down Song Yalan's cheek. I didn't move. And I wasn't going to. Those words weren't something I'd taught her. She'd come up with that on her own. A 5-year-old's logic is just that simple and brutal. You're not there, so you're not. When Xiaoyu saw Song Yalan crying, she got a little flustered and tugged at my apron. Daddy, why is the auntie crying again? Did I say something wrong? No. I picked her up. You didn't say anything wrong. I looked at Song Yalan. You heard her. The kid doesn't recognize you. That's not something I taught her. That's something you chose. 5 years. Song Yalan. Not 5 days. Song Yalan stood up, wiping her eyes with the back of her hand in a quick, sharp motion. Zhao Yuanhang said softly beside her. Yalan, let's head back for now. Take it slow. Song Yalan didn't look at him. She stared at me. Chen Bei. I'm not giving up. Up to you. She turned and left. Her heels struck the ground. The rhythm faster than yesterday's. Zhao Yuanhang followed behind. And just as he was about to step out, he glanced back at me. That look was complicated. Not like a rival sizing up a rival. More like he was evaluating something. I set Xiaoyu down. Daddy, is that auntie going to come again? Maybe. Then next time she comes, should I pour her some tea? Just a glass of plain water will do. Our tea leaves are expensive. Okay. Xiaoyu ran off to arrange the chairs. I stood at the doorway, watching that silver-gray Mercedes turn the corner and disappear. Zhao Yuanhang. Who the hell is this guy? Song Yalan said friend. Does she think I'm an idiot? Chapter 4, the answer came faster than I expected. On the third night, after I'd put Xiaoyu to bed, I sat in the back kitchen and lit a cigarette. My phone buzzed. The caller ID read, Zhou Yan, my childhood buddy. Also the only lawyer I knew, though he handled contract disputes. Nothing to do with family law. Hey, your ex-wife is back. Word travels fast. How do you know? Zhang Shen from the pancake stall next door posted on her moments. A big Mercedes parked in front of Chen Bei's place. Some woman in high heels showed up to cause trouble. She even took a photo of the license plate. I paused. Zhang Shen is a legend. Cut the crap. Zhou Yan's voice turned serious. She's really going after custody. She sent a lawyer's letter. Shit. He paused on the other end. Why didn't you tell me earlier? Just got it 2 days ago. Haven't had a chance. Where's the envelope? Stuck in the middle of all the flyers plastered on the wall. Chen Bei, do you have a screw loose or what? Don't panic yet. I stubbed out the cigarette. I need to ask you something. Go. I looked into this Zhao Yuanhang. Zhao Group. The second son. You heard of him? Zhao Group? The real estate one? Yeah. Damn. Your ex-wife hooked herself a rich man. That's not the point. I said. I read a few news articles. Zhao Yuanheng's old man is 70 this year. And he's planning to split up the group. The condition is, the heir has to be married with a child. The line went quiet for a few seconds. Your meaning is, Zhao Yuanheng is 35. Not married. No kids. But, if he marries Song Yalan, and then counts Xiaoyu as a child within the marriage. Hold on. Zhou Yan cut me off. That's too damn low. Your daughter isn't his. So Song Yalan has to get custody first. I said. She gets custody, marries Zhao Yuanheng, moves Xiaoyu's household registration over, and to the outside world, she becomes Zhao Yuanheng's stepdaughter. Whether old Master Zhao believes it, that's their problem. On the other end of the line, Zhou Yan sucked in a sharp breath. Chen Bei, if you ever went into law, I'd be out of a job. Flattery will get you nowhere. I leaned against the wall. I just want to know, if it really comes down to a fight, what are my odds? Well, he mulled it over. Legally speaking, she is the biological mother, but she has a long history of abandonment. 5 years without fulfilling her parental duties. Not even a single phone call. That's a fatal mark against her. Plus, the child has a stable life with you now. Stable social connections, kindergarten friends, neighbors. Respecting the child's wishes is a major factor the court considers. Xiaoyu's reaction today was absolutely crucial. She said, I don't have a mother. Exactly. That one sentence in court is worth more than 10 pieces of evidence. I let out a breath of relief. But, Zhou Yan's tone shifted. If they bring up financial status, you need to be prepared. The judge will consider what's in the child's best interest. How much do you make a month? 15,000 on a good month. 10,000 on a bad one. And her? I'd guess she clears $1 million a year. Minimum. That's the gap. He said. So you need to show the judge that money isn't the only factor. The child's emotional attachment and living environment matter just as much. How do I do that? Exactly. First, gather evidence. Evidence that she's ignored the child for 5 years, chat records, transfer records, call logs. If there are none at all, then that itself is the best evidence. Second, find witnesses. Your neighbors, your customers, Xiaoyu's kindergarten teacher, all of them can testify that you've been raising her alone this whole time. Third what? You need to make your life look a little less, broke? I was going to say modest. Zhou Yan. Yeah, just say broke. You bastard. He laughed on the other end of the line. Don't worry. Brother, leave this to me. I'll hook you up with a friend who specializes in family litigation. For now, stay calm. Don't get into a direct confrontation with her. Got it. After hanging up, I sat in the back kitchen for a while, staring at nothing. Zhao Yuanheng. Song Yalan. Custody. Zhao Corporation. What a chess game. To them, my daughter wasn't a person. She was a pawn. I crushed the cigarette pack in my hand and tossed it into the trash. Deep breath. Stay calm. I'm just a cook. Trying to outmoney and outpower them is like an egg smashing against a rock. But some things, money can't buy. I stood up and walked into the back room. Xiaoyu was curled up under the blanket, sleeping sprawled out in every direction, mumbling something in her sleep. I leaned in to listen. Daddy, more potatoes. I smiled. I reached over and tucked the blanket around her. Don't worry. No one's taking you away. Chapter 5. For the next few days, Song Yalan didn't show up again, but her lawyer did. A young male lawyer in his early 30s, well-dressed, with a pleasant demeanor. He sat down in my restaurant, ordered a plate of spicy diced chicken, and chatted casually while he ate. I didn't stop working. He asked me, Mr. Chen, Miss Song really wants to establish a connection with her child. Would you consider arranging a visitation once a week? I flipped the wok. She hasn't visited in 5 years. Now she suddenly remembers. That's exactly why she needs to make up for lost time. The lawyer didn't even pause his chopsticks. Let me be fair here, Miss Song's request is legally reasonable. When a biological mother requests visitation rights, the court generally supports it. I have no objection to visitation rights. I carried a plate out to a table, then came back and continued. But don't think you can just visit and then conveniently run off with the kid. The lawyer smiled. Don't worry. Everything will be handled according to the law. When he finished eating, He wiped his mouth and pulled out a business card, placing it on the table. Mr. Chen, if you change your mind and want to sit down and talk, feel free to contact me anytime. Reaching a settlement is better for both parties. Then he left. He didn't pay for the spicy chicken. I chased after him. Hey, that's 38 yuan. He turned around, a little confused, then pulled out his phone and scanned the QR code. As he was leaving, he said, "The food really is good. Fine. No discount." On the third day, in the afternoon, I was prepping for the dinner rush when a group of people suddenly showed up at the door. I looked, Aunt Zhang, Uncle Wang, Sister Li, and Xiao Chen, the delivery guy who ordered 3 times a day. Chen Bei. Aunt Zhang led the charge, her booming voice echoing through the alley. "I heard your ex-wife is coming to take the kid. Aunt Zhang, you're well informed." Of course. She slammed her grocery basket onto the table. "Let me tell you, my daughter's business is my business." "No wait. Xiaoyu's business is all our business." "That's right." Uncle Wang chimed in from behind. "Xiaoyu grew up right in front of our eyes. Who does that mother of hers think she is? Throw the kid away when she wants. Pick her back up when she wants." "Exactly." Sister Li rolled up her sleeves. "If it really goes to court, I'll be your witness. That winter when Xiaoyu had a fever, I was the one who went to the pharmacy in the middle of the night to buy fever medicine for you." "Right, right, right. And me too." The delivery guy Xiao Chen raised his hand. "I can testify. Xiaoyu's been in this restaurant since she was 1. She couldn't even walk yet. You'd carry her on your back while flipping the wok. She'd just sit in the carrier and suck on her fingers. I even filmed it." He pulled out his phone. "Look, on the screen. There I was 3 years ago, carrying a 1-year-old Xiaoyu on my back, standing in front of the stove. The flames licked the bottom of the wok. One hand flipping the pan, the other steadying the little bundle of chub in the carrier. Xiaoyu wasn't crying or fussing. She was sucking her fingers, her round eyes fixed on the flying food in the wok. At the end of the video, I turned and kissed her on the forehead. I watched that video, and something in my chest suddenly ached. Alright. I pushed the phone back. Stop with the sentimental stuff. If you've got energy to spare, help me bring in more customers so I can save up for lawyer fees." Pfft. Aunt Zhang shot me a look. "Don't worry about money. We can all chip in." "No." I stopped her. "I'll handle my own problems myself. You being willing to testify is more than enough." Everyone exchanged glances. Finally, Uncle Wang said, "Fine. But tonight, we're all eating here, and no discounts. There was never a discount in the first place. You're really cheap." That night, the restaurant was packed to the brim. Half of them were neighbors who'd come specifically to show support, and the other half were their relatives and friends they'd dragged along. Xiaoyu was running around so busy her feet barely touched the ground, her little face flushed pink, holding up the menu as she dashed from table to table. "Grandpa Wang wants 2 bottles of beer. Grandma Zhang wants vinegar cabbage. No spice. Auntie Li wants." "Auntie Li, why are you crying?" Li Jia was wiping her eyes in the corner. When she saw little fish shuffling over, she quickly dabbed at her face. Nothing. The chili got in my eyes." "But you didn't order anything spicy." "That's the onions." Shoo, go do your work." From the kitchen, I listened to the laughter and chatter drifting in from the dining room, and I couldn't help the corners of my mouth curling up. With these people around, what do I have to be afraid of? Chapter 6. Song Yalan had been quiet for a week. I thought she was preparing legal proceedings. Turns out, she was preparing a different move entirely. Friday evening, right as the dinner rush was starting, 3 people walked in. Suits and ties. Folders in hand. Smiles that were all business. The one in front held up an ID badge. "Hello. Food safety supervision and inspection. Routine inspection." I'd been running this restaurant for 5 years and I'd seen the Food and Drug Administration people maybe once in all that time. Why now? Of all moments? I knew exactly what was going on, but I kept my face neutral. "Come in." They did a loop through the kitchen. Checked the stove. Checked the fridge. Checked the food storage. Checked the exhaust system. The lead one scribbled notes. Then looked up. "Mr. Chen, your business license and health certificate, could I see them, please?" "Right here." I took them off the wall and handed them over. Everything was complete. If there's one thing I don't slack on, it's paperwork. He flipped through them, nodded, but, he gestured toward the back room. Your business area and living area aren't fully separated. Under the latest regulations, this needs to be rectified. Also, your countertop material doesn't meet the new standards, and the filter mesh on your exhaust system needs to be replaced. He rattled off 5 or 6 items in one breath. I listened, and the anger started rising. 90% of the small restaurants in this city had the exact same problems. Nobody ever bothered them about it. But now, suddenly, someone's picking a fight. What a coincidence. How long is the rectification period? I asked. I'd recommend completing it within a week. During that time, he paused. I'd suggest suspending operations. Suspending operations? This is a recommendation, not a mandate. But if you have a food safety issue during the rectification period, I understood the subtext perfectly. If you don't shut down, I'll be here every single day. They left, leaving behind a rectification notice. I stood in the kitchen, staring at that piece of paper. My grip on the spatula turned my knuckles white. Song Yalin. Well played. I'm not afraid of your legal tactics. But this? If I don't open for a month, where does the money for a lawyer come from? Where does the money to live come from? Then she takes my unstable income and non-compliant business premises as evidence to court. One move, and every advantage I had turns into a liability. Ruthless. Damn, she's ruthless. Daddy? Little Fish was standing behind me. I didn't know when. What's up? I folded the notice and stuffed it in my pocket. Were those people here to eat? No, they came to check the hygiene. Is our hygiene good? I looked at her bright, sparkling eyes and smiled. Good. Really good. You help Daddy wipe the tables every day, right? Right. She puffed out her little chest. So there's nothing to worry about. I ruffled her hair. It's not going to stop us from doing business. That's what I said. But that night, I called Zhou Yan. She sent people to inspect my restaurant. Damn, that fast? Zhou Yan's voice dropped. Is that rectification notice even legitimate? The clauses are real, but the timing is too perfect. Someone clearly pulled strings. Someone at Zhao Yuanhang's level can make a call in the district like it's nothing. Zhou Yan said. Don't panic. Don't fight it during the rectification period. Cooperate where you need to. Don't give them anything to hold against you. But if I suspend operations, you won't. He said. I'll send you a compliance rectification plan tomorrow. Just follow it. They say your countertop's no good. You replace it. Filter's no good. You replace it. Costs a few bucks. But it keeps up appearances. What they want is the fact of you being shut down, not an actual food safety problem. As long as you stay open, their play falls apart. I took a deep breath. All right, I'll do what you say. After hanging up, I sat for a while longer. Then something occurred to me. I pulled out my phone and opened my social feed. That college girl with the glasses who came to the restaurant that day to take photos, I remembered she said she'd post with a location tag. I opened the review app and searched my restaurant's name. Not many reviews. About a dozen, all 4 or 5 stars. The newest one was from that girl. A hidden gem tucked away in the urban village. The spicy chicken is absolutely incredible. The owner and his daughter are adorable. Highly recommend. 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 The photos she'd posted were actually pretty good. I stared at that review for a while. Then an idea started forming. Chapter 7. The next morning, I didn't fire up the stove to cook. I did something I'd never done in 5 years. I filmed a video. Nothing fancy. No professional promo. Just my phone propped up by the stove, recording my everyday cooking. Little Fish was causing chaos beside me, reaching for a taste, handing me seasonings, then holding up a spatula and declaring, I'm the head chef. I uploaded the video to a short video platform. The title I wrote, Single Dad Chefs Daily. My daughter tries the salt while I'm flipping the wok. I didn't have high hopes. I just figured, more exposure, more customers, proof that my restaurant was doing fine. Then, it blew up. Within 4 hours of posting, the first video had over 100,000 views. The comments. LMAO, this little girl is too cute. Standing on her tiptoes to reach the counter. Hot owner. This single dad? Yes please. The spicy chicken looks so good. Where is this? I need to go eat. Daddy, you put too much salt. How do you know if you didn't even taste it? I guessed. I'm dead, ha ha ha. I was stunned. That's it? This is what goes viral. I don't understand the internet. But the internet understands me. The next day, I posted another one. This time it was Little Fish handing out menus. In the video, her little stubby legs stretched up on her toes, reaching the edge of the table, and with the most serious face she said, "Uncle, you're pickled fish. My dad said less pickled cabbage, more fish. And he specially added extra for you." Then the customer asked, "Why do I get extra?" "Little fish. Because you gave me a piece of candy last time." Views. 500,000. By day 3, there was a line outside the shop. I stood in the doorway watching it snake down the street, the tail end curling around the corner and out of sight. Xiaoyu tugged at my apron, tilting her head up at the crowd. "Dad, do we have enough peanuts today?" "No, we don't." "Then what do we do?" "Raise the price." Uncle Wang poked his head out from the middle of the line. "Chen Bei, you lucky bastard. Do I get to skip the line today?" "No, I'm a regular." "Exactly why you can't. Regulars pay the nostalgia fee." "You son of a..." I worked from dawn until dark that day, my wrist going numb from the constant tossing of the wok. But the revenue tripled compared to normal. More importantly, a few food bloggers had left comments under the video, asking if they could collaborate on a tasting feature. I replied to all of them, "Come on over. No fee for the feature, but you pay for your meal." When Zhou Yan called me, he was laughing like an idiot. "You son of a gun. Isn't this better than fighting a lawsuit? Now your shop's a viral hit. With steady foot traffic and proof of income. How can Song Yalan still use your financial situation against you? Didn't expect this to work. That's not a strategy, that's called luck," he said. "But don't forget about that food safety rectification. My friend's connecting you with a repair technician tomorrow. After they replace the countertops and the filters, have them come back for another inspection. Clean slate." "Got it." After hanging up, I tallied today's revenue. 4,300. In one day. That used to be a week's worth. I stared at the numbers, silent for a moment. Then I picked up my phone and opened the photo of the lawyer's letter Song Yalan had sent. It read, "Given the father's limited financial means, it is not conducive to the minor's development." I zoomed in on the text. Then I took a screenshot and sent it to Zhou Yan. Caption: "Does this still hold up?" Reply came instantly. Ha! Chapter 8. 5 days after the video went viral, an unexpected person showed up. That night after closing, I was cleaning up in the back kitchen. Xiaoyu was already asleep. A knock came at the door. I wiped my hands and went to answer it. Standing outside was a middle-aged man. Grizzled hair, a Zhongshan suit, the bearing of a retired cadre. But his energy was sharp. His eyes keen in a way that didn't match a man in his 60s or 70s. Behind him stood a driver in black. "May I ask, Chen Bei, right?" The old man smiled and extended his hand. "My surname is Zhao. Zhao Jiangwo." Zhao Jiangwo. My mind went blank for a second. The old patriarch of the Zhao group? He shook my hand. And his grip was firm. "Sorry for the unannounced visit. I saw your video, that spicy chicken looked pretty good. Thought I'd come try it." "It's late." I glanced back at the kitchen. "I still have some ingredients. If you don't mind, I'll make it now." "Not at all. Not at all." He strode in and sat down. "I'm not picky." I went back into the kitchen. My mind was racing. Zhao Jiangwo came in person. "Why?" I prepped the spicy chicken ingredients and fired up the stove. My hands did the work automatically, but my ears were wide open. From the front came the old man's voice. "Small shop. But clean. 5 years now. Just you and the kid the whole time?" I looked out through the pass-through window. "Yes. That's not easy." The chicken hit the oil, and the fat sizzled. I focused and tossed the wok a few times. 10 minutes later, a plate of spicy chicken landed on the table. Zhao Jiangwo picked up a piece. Chewed. He nodded. "Genuinely good. More flavorful than what my chef makes at home." "Thank you. Sit." He gestured to the seat across from him. I sat down. He set down his chopsticks and looked at me. "Young man, I didn't come here for the chicken today. I figured." He let out a short laugh. "My son, Yuan Hang. Useless. 35 and still no family. Worried me half my hair white." He paused. "Recently he's been getting close to a woman. Says he wants to marry her. Says he wants to help her bring her child over." And I thought, what kind of woman gives up her own child, then decides she wants it back at the last minute? "So I came to see." He looked at me. "To see which parent this child is better off with." I didn't speak. Let him talk. "I watched all the videos." He said, "That little girl, she's doing well with you. Her eyes are bright. Doesn't look like a child raised in hardship. She's not suffering, I said. As long as I'm here, she won't suffer. Zhao Jiangwo nodded. Then he sighed. About Yuanhang. Let me say this. He's not evil, he's stupid. Always looking for shortcuts. Refusing to do things the steady way. And that Song Yalan, same thing. Ambitions higher than the sky. Fate thinner than paper. She could abandon her child 5 years ago. And she can abandon my son 5 years from now. He stood up. This matter, I'll handle it. You can rest easy. Mr. Zhao. I rose too. Why are you telling me all this? He looked at me. Because your spicy chicken is genuinely good. And with that, he left. The black sedan outside pulled away without a sound. I stood there, stunned for a long moment. What was that? Heaven sent help. I looked down at the plate of spicy chicken. More than half eaten. Looks like you're going up in price. I said to the plate. Chapter 9, 3 days after Zhao Jiangwo left. Song Yalan came. But this time, it was different. No black suit. No high heels. Casual clothes. No makeup. Dark circles clearly visible under her eyes. She came alone. No Zhao Yuanhang. No lawyer. I was wiping down a table when I saw her standing at the door. I froze for a second. Sit. She sat down. A long silence stretched between us. I didn't rush her. I kept wiping the table. Finally, she spoke. Her voice a little hoarse. Zhao Yuanhang broke up with me. My hands didn't stop moving. His father talked to him. Said he wouldn't approve of the marriage. The next day, he told me. Forget it. She let out a laugh. That smile was bitter. Do you think I deserve this? I draped the rag over my shoulder and sat down across from her. Song Yalan. Yeah. Whether you deserve it or not. That's none of my business. I only care about one thing, Xiaoyu. She lowered her head. The lawyer's letter. I'm withdrawing it. Her voice was barely audible. The food safety inspection, that was also arranged by Zhao Yuanhang. I'll have them pull it back. And, that's all. I looked at her. She wasn't like this before. Song Yalan used to be full of fire. Her eyes carried light back then. She genuinely believed she could take on the whole world. The woman sitting across from me now, she looks like a deflated balloon. Honestly, do I hate her? I did. The night she left 5 years ago, I sat alone in that rented room holding 3-month-old Xiaoyu, and I didn't move until sunrise. That kind of hatred can burn a person to ash. But now, Xiaoyu is 5. She calls me dad. She hands me menus. When I'm exhausted, she climbs onto my back and whispers, Daddy, keep going. These 5 years belong to me and Xiaoyu. Nobody can take that away. So somewhere along the way, that hatred got worn smooth by the grind of daily life. What's left is just, I can't be bothered to hate her anymore. Song Yalan. If you want to see Xiaoyu, I won't stop you. But, there are conditions. She lifts her head to look at me. 1. Custody is mine. That's non-negotiable. 2. You can visit. But you call ahead first. You come only when I say yes. 3. I pause. 3. She has to accept you on her own. Not through lawyer letters. Not through Michelin stars. Not through toys and candy. She has to want to call you Mom, with her whole heart. That process might take a long time. Can you wait? Song Yalan's tears fall. She nods. I can wait. I stand up. Brush the dust off my hands. Alright, that's it for today. I'm going to start dinner. Can I sit here for a while? Suit yourself. I walk into the kitchen. The moment I pick up the spatula, I hear Xiaoyu's voice from outside. Daddy, I'm home. Grandma Zhang bought me a popsicle. The curtain flips open and Xiaoyu runs in. Then she spots Song Yalan sitting in the corner. She freezes. Tilts her head. Studying her. Auntie, you're not wearing high heels today. Song Yalan fights to keep her voice steady. I'm wearing flats today. Oh. Xiaoyu thinks for a second. Are you not ordering food again? Song Yalan forces a smile. Today. Can I order? Of course you can. Xiaoyu's eyes light up. And she dashes over to grab a menu. She stands on her tiptoes and hands it to Song Yalan, the exact same gesture she uses with every single customer. The spicy chicken is the best. My dad makes it. Best in the whole world. Song Yalan takes the menu. Her hands are shaking. Okay. Spicy chicken it is. Coming right up. Xiaoyu spins around and runs toward the kitchen. Daddy, table 4 wants spicy chicken. I call back. Fire up the wok. Pour in the oil. Through the service window, Song Yalan is at table 4. Head down, shoulders trembling. Xiaoyu runs over and sets a pack of tissues on the table. Auntie, don't cry. My dad's spicy chicken isn't actually spicy. I toss the wok. The aroma of chilies hits the air, stinging my eyes a little. It's the chilies. Definitely the chilies. Chapter 10. What came after wasn't all that dramatic. The food safety inspection got dropped. Just like that. Nobody came looking for trouble after that. My short video account grew to over 200,000 followers. Not exactly a big influencer, but every few days someone would show up specifically to check the place out. Business was rock solid. The lawyer Zhou Yen connected me with said the custody dispute was already gone. Song Yalan's side withdrew the case voluntarily. As for Zhao Yuanhang, I saw it in the news later. His old man handed the whole group to the eldest son. Zhao Yuanhang reportedly went abroad for further studies. What he's studying, I don't know. And I don't care. Song Yalan did come to see Xiaoyu a few times after that. She always called ahead. She always sat quietly at table 4, ordering 1 plate of spicy chicken. Xiaoyu called her auntie for a long time. Then one day, it was an ordinary evening. Song Yalan came for dinner, and Xiaoyu brought her the dishes. Auntie, what do you want to drink today? Just water is fine. Xiaoyu fetched a glass of water, set it on the table. Then, out of nowhere, she said, my classmate said that the person who gave birth to me is my mom. Song Yalan's hand froze midair. Are you the one who gave birth to me? Song Yalan nodded. Her lips were trembling. Xiaoyu thought it over, her expression completely serious. Then, can you come eat here every week from now on? Song Yalan's tears spilled again. But this time, she was smiling. I can. Xiaoyu nodded. Then I'll go tell Dad to set up a membership card for you. 10% off. Song Yalan. I heard that from the kitchen and nearly threw the ladle across the room. Chen Xiaoyu. Since when do we discount your own mother? Xiaoyu poked her head through the curtain and yelled back. Then how much off? No discount. Full price. This place never discounts. Xiaoyu turned to Song Yalan and said, see? That's just how my dad is. Cheap. Song Yalan finally laughed out loud. I laughed too. I flipped the spicy chicken in the wok. The aroma filled this little restaurant. Less than 50 square meters. Someone at the alley entrance called out, Chen Bei, you got any pickled fish today? Yeah. Come on in and sit. I carried the plate out. Xiaoyu was on her tiptoes again, handing a menu to the new customer. Sunlight poured in through the doorway, landing on her little face. 5 years old. 5 years. Life isn't that hard. With her here, nothing is hard. Dear viewers, if you enjoyed this, give it a like, thanks.